Hey, DJ, this place is about to pop. Why don't you throw on some Charlie Daniels?
Good call. Nobody tells DJ Request what to play. Let them tell you what to play, they lose respect for you. They lose respect for you, you lose control. Not today. All right.
Today I'm going to share some DJing tips and advice for all you newbie DJs, for all you aspiring DJs, even you veteran DJs might get a little bit out of this presentation. Today we're going to talk about DJing, and specifically we're going to talk about what to do when you get requests. If you're DJing a private party, if you're DJing a wedding, a birthday, sweet 16, what do you do when somebody comes up to you and asks for a request?
DJ, play We Are Family by Sister Sledge.
Drop it! Finally, somebody hit the nail on the head. That's what I'm talking about. That is a perfect song.
Dead puppies.
What the fuck?
I warned you over and over again not to tell me how to do my job. You brought the song yourself. Are you happy?
Just play it, just play a good song.
You got it, friend.
About 80% of the time, the request is perfectly reasonable. When you get a request, your first option would be to try to play it. It might not fit perfectly to what you're doing, but as a professional, you should find a way to fit that request into the mix. When you're doing clubs and bars, it's a totally different philosophy. When you're doing a club or a bar, the music that you select and the music that you play is part of your brand. When you get a request that's not part of that brand, you should absolutely not play that request. I'm an open format DJ, so I have a broad palette of music I could play. I still play most requests, even at bars and clubs. But as a bar and club DJ, you should reserve the right to only play music that fits into your brand. Kind of like if you're McDonald's and somebody walks into McDonald's and asks for chicken lo mein. You know, McDonald's is not going to say, okay, let me go into the kitchen and whip you up some chicken lo mein. That's not what they do. McDonald's is a brand, and what they're known for is burgers, chicken nuggets. You should not play music that does not coincide with your brand. If somebody walks into McDonald's and orders a chicken lo mein, you're going to have to say no as McDonald's. But even at the club, most of the time they still request songs that are within your brand. There are certain things that, as McDonald's, that you can't offer people. Like if somebody walks in and asks for chicken nuggets with some Szechuan sauce, that limited edition Szechuan sauce, and you could be like, hey man, I can do that for you. I can hook you up with that Szechuan sauce. That's the analogy I'm making. So if you're a bar or a club DJ, you do not have to play requests if it does not fit into your brand. But if you're a mobile DJ and you're doing private parties and sweet 16s and weddings, requests are part of the game. You have to play requests. There are some requests that you think might not work. I still suggest you should play that request. Suppose you do get a request that's kind of borderline, it might work, it might not work. That request you save for the end of your dance set. Because when you're doing private parties, you always have peaks and valleys. As soon as you see like main course starting to come out, that's when you drop it. As soon as you see the pasta coming out, and it's a hot dish, that's when you drop it. People need to sit down anyway, so you're gonna have to clear the floor anyway at that point, right before dinner. So that's when you play that questionable request, and you'd be surprised, a lot of times the request does work. You kind of have to let your ego go when it comes to requests, because you have to realize that sometimes the guests at the party are better programmers for that group than you are. One time I was doing a party, it was just a birthday party, and I got a request for a song. It was Eddie Murphy's Party All the Time. I played the request and the place went nuts. So I'm looking at everybody going nuts to Party All the Time by Eddie Murphy, which is kind of like an old song, and I was not expecting that kind of reaction. So it turns out that there was a guest at the party that was a studio engineer for Rick James, And he happened to have a cameo in the music video for Eddie Murphy's Party All the Time. It was some dude that was just kind of sitting in the background in the music video, and there's like a big inside joke going on with all the other guests where they know he was in that video, and they play it at every party and everybody goes nuts. Or like the song that's being requested might be Aunt Edna's favorite song. Now you don't know it's Aunt Edna's favorite song, but everybody in that room knows it's Aunt Edna's favorite song. And then when you play it, you see them grab Aunt Edna out of their seat and they sing and dance along to Aunt Edna's favorite song. It's a beautiful bonding family moment that they go through, and it's a great time. Oftentimes requests actually help you. They're like this big neon sign guiding you to what direction you should take the party in. So do not dismiss requests as annoying, because they do help a lot. Now on the flip of that coin, if you're getting a lot of requests, an unusual amount of requests, for me that would be like, if I was to get 4 or 5 requests in a party, that's a lot of requests. That means that you must be doing something wrong. You're probably not reading the room right if you're getting a lot of requests. I just hate to break it to you, but that's usually the case. If you're getting a lot of requests, that means the music that you're playing now may not be the right music for them. By taking requests, you kind of put out a message to the guests that you're there for them. You're there to entertain them. You're not some douchebag standing behind a fancy facade jerking himself off. You're there to entertain them. And by playing requests, you put that message out there, and it helps a lot. It helps you win a crowd over. You know, once you win a crowd over, it's basically they'll dance to whatever you play. If you come across like an asshole, if you lie to people, if people don't like you, they're going to be reluctant to dance. There are different kinds of requests. A lot of times, you know, a guest will give you a broad spectrum. They'll just request a genre. If you're a private party DJ, you should have enough country to get you through a party. You should have enough house to get you through a party, or hip hop, or whatever. Even if it's a genre you don't like, you should still have a base of songs that you could reach for in the event that you have somebody who asks for that specific genre. So they might come over and they'll ask you for a genre of music. You try it. If you play one song and it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You know, carry on and continue to do what you were doing before. But if you play a song and it works, you should have enough material to get you through a party. Or sometimes they'll just ask for an artist. Can you play some Biggie? Can you play some Michael Jackson? You should have no problem playing either of those artists as a mobile DJ, because Michael Jackson, Biggie, they got a huge catalog of music that's danceable and it can work in most situations, unless it's specifically on a do not playlist. Once in a blue moon, I'll have a do not playlist. You're playing music that the host and their guests are gonna like. Very often, you're gonna be playing music that you don't like. That's the nature of the beast. You know, I got a solution to that. Like if you're playing music you don't like and that bothers you, what you do is you make a mix of your favorite music and you have it queued up in your car ready to go. So as soon as you get out of your gig, you pack up your equipment, you just crank that, and you can listen to your favorite jams on your way home. On my mix, the first track is going to be Just Got Paid, It's Friday Night, Party Hunting. That's right, that's the first track on my favorite song list when I'm driving my ass home after getting paid from a gig. Couples come up to you and they'll ask you for a slow song. It's usually like maybe their wedding song. For some strange reason that happens often. It's easy to fit in slow songs at a wedding. Sometimes you do get the antagonist guest that comes up to you and asks you for like an oddball request, something that's totally inappropriate. Sometimes that person is just trolling you. You know, let's say you're doing a private party for a church group, and a guest comes up to you and says, "Can you play Put It In My Mouth by Akinelli?" And it's a completely inappropriate song, something really grimy. Just realize that person is trolling you or they're making a joke. Just laugh with him or her. They're just looking for attention, and you laugh with them and you make your joke, and it's all good. If it's a girl that comes up to you and makes like an oddball request, more than likely she probably likes you. So if you're a single guy and she's cute, you need to get your head out of your ass and start macking it with her. Just ask questions about her and let her just talk about herself. That's the best way. It works all the time. I know a lot of you DJs are saying, wow, that's so unprofessional. You're hitting on a guest. And I say, why not? You got to do it with some tact, with some class. You don't say anything offensive to her, just small talk and ask for her number. And that's it. If you're a single guy and you're not in a committed relationship, why not? When you're DJing a party, you're in your element. You're doing something you love to do. You're dressed nice. Somebody's fucking mowing their lawn. Let me try to continue over the noise of somebody mowing their lawn. When you're DJing a party, you're in your element. You're doing something you love to do. You're showing alpha signs. You're probably looking the best you're ever going to look to the opposite sex. So that is the best time for you to pick up women. You don't start grinding on her and doing crazy stuff. Unless it's a bar or club. If it's a bar or club, anything goes. What you don't want to do when somebody gives you a request is look like you're upset about it. Or look like you're uptight about it. Don't be uptight about playing requests at a private party. Keep a smile on your face. And even if whether you played a request or not, just keep a smile on your face. You're gonna get that weird dude that comes up to you and asks you to play Let the Bodies Hit the Floor by Drowning Pool at a wedding. And you just laugh with them. You don't get upset. You just laugh and say, you got the joke. If that person looks like they're serious about it, then you got to tell them. You say, look, it's not appropriate and I got a strict playlist here, buddy. And you say it with a smile on your face.
Can you bring the mood up? Play something good. Like YMCA by the Village People.
You read my mind. Just out of curiosity, what time do you get down from there?
Every day they will test you. Every day they will push you to the brink. You must fight them, DJ. Fight them.
What you absolutely, positively do not want to tell somebody asking for a request, you do not want to tell a guest that you do not have a song. In 2018, you're expected to have every mix of every song ever recorded since the beginning of time. You're expected to have every song ever recorded or be able to get it. I mean, I've done some grimy stuff. I've played songs off of YouTube from my phone. It's not something I'm proud of, but I've done that before. I actually always have an auxiliary cable with a little 1/8 inch jack for cell phones ready to go in case I need it. So in 2018, you cannot tell a guest that you do not have a song because it's 2018. You're expected to have every song ever recorded in the history of music, or you're a failure as a DJ. You look like a complete total failure as a DJ if you don't have a song. That's just the way it is, unfortunately. It's 2018. If there's certain scenarios I didn't cover pertaining to requests, please just mention it in the comments. If you have some stories to share about your personal experiences with requests, share it in the comments. That's all I got. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you later.
Oh, everyone's gone, so you can shut it down. Thank you.
Looks like that's gonna do it for me. Good night, sweet Temecula. May all your loves be tender.
Seriously, shut it the fuck down.
Thank you.
See, I don't do what I'm told. I'm what's called contrarian, all right? I hate you gonna turn the lights off on me like that's gonna scare me? I don't give a fuck. I'm homeless, motherfucker.